Here, back in the fantasy bar, talking some baseball. 6 of my favorite plays for you for the Friday night slate, including 2 of my favorite stacks, my favorite value play, a starting pitcher in a great strikeout spot, and of course, my favorite play on the entire slate. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. As you can hear in my voice, fighting off an illness, but did not want to miss out on hanging out with you guys here in the fantasy bar. So hopefully my voice not too annoying here, but we got 6 of my favorite plays ready for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you as always for stopping by, checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, do me a favor, take a second, click that thumbs up button. Helps us out tremendously on YouTube. Thank you for that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell if you have not already. All right, let's dive right into it here. Tonight, one quick note, couple weather spots that we're going to avoid, and Coors Field, too easy. Not going to give you plays from there. Looking for spots outside of Coors Field. All right, let's jump in with our first play of the day in the outfield with Brent Rooker of the Athletics. Now, Rooker been one of our favorites to open up the season, and that power is the reason why 7 home runs already, given some big games here early on in the first month of the season, already 11 double-digit DraftKings points game. Now, the game against Chicago, we're going to see Gilbert as the opener, Burke as the long reliever. Good news here, Rooker been good against both in the power department. 308 ISO against lefties and a 251 ISO against righties dating back to the start of last season. So really doesn't matter which direction Chicago chooses to go here. Now, Burke, going to be the long reliever. We'll see more of him, and he has struggled against righties. Well over 400, ISO almost 270. Great spot here for Brent Rooker. All right, let's add another piece from the Athletics at catcher, first base with Shay Langler. So I love the Athletics stack here tonight, and anytime I'm stacking, if I can include my catcher on DraftKings, just knocks that spot out, which can be very difficult to find value, guys you really rely on in that spot, even on FanDuel, using that utility spot here. Langler's another guy that hits both lefties and righties well with power, not quite to the level of Rooker, but ISO's over 220 against both righties and lefties. So again, doesn't matter which direction Chicago chooses to go. And we talked about Burke against righties, against lefties, been a little bit better, but 53% hard contact rate, fly ball rate at 37.5%, and the WOBA ISO 351, 263. The numbers could be even worse. Look at that batting average on balls in play at just 138 here. So been very lucky. Burke just not a good pitcher. Great spot here tonight for the Athletics. All right, let's go to the other side of that game with a little correlation and some value in Joshua Palasios. So I love the A's here, but I don't mind a little correlation on the Chicago side against Severino in Palasios. Now at the top of this White Sox lineup, that's not saying much. I get it, but at minimum price on FanDuel, just a tick above on DraftKings, I think there's something here with Palasios. And while the surface numbers aren't going to wow you, look at the hard contact going back to the start of last season against righties at nearly 70% for Palasios. That tells me better days are coming here. And at these prices, easy to slot him in, spend some money elsewhere. Severino, not a big strikeout guy, under 17% this year overall. And look at the hard contact he's given up to lefties, over 61% here. So Palasios, risky, of course, but should get enough at-bats here. And at these prices, I think he's one of the better values on tonight's slate. All right, starting pitcher up next, we'll roll with Michael King of San Diego. So huge ceiling here for Michael King. Love the matchup with Tampa and already delivered big games of 34 and 43 DraftKings points over his last 4 starts, 7 or more strikeouts in 3 of those games, averaging 7 strikeouts per start in that stretch. And one of those games just a 2 strikeout performance, but he also had an 11 strikeout game in there. So showing you that ceiling that we are looking for. Now against lefties this season, strikeout rate over 31%. Tampa looking to roll out 5 lefties in that projected starting lineup. And overall, 5 of their hitters, 22% or higher strikeout rate against righties this season. Middle of the pack overall. I think this is a spot Michael King can once again give us double-digit strikeouts against the Tampa Bay Rays. All right, back to the bats at first base with Ben Rice of the Yankees. Another guy that's been great to open up the season. Big games on the board, 11 games of 12 or more DraftKings points already here. We're not even through the first month of the season here. And against righties, he has been phenomenal. 487 WOBA, big 340 ISO, and the hard contact up at 76% against righties this season. Berrios, a guy that I'm always looking to pick on with power bats. Over the last 2 seasons, 36 home runs allowed to lefties. Good spot here for the power department and Ben Rice. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. How do you play? Very easy. You click that thumbs up button, head to the comment section, and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter. Whoever's guess is the closest, you're going to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out today in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Friday night. You know, Mass, Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We promised you 2 stacks. We gave you the Athletics. We're going to give you the Yankees, and we are going to spend up on the big man, Aaron Judge, tonight's Beast of the Night. So I talk about this a lot. I try not to give you guys one of the most expensive players, but we got some value in there, and I think it's not tough to fit Aaron Judge in lineups tonight. And this guy has just been that good to open up the season, where I think we can justify these price points here. 9 multi-hit games for him over the last 15. Now, we haven't seen a home run in a while. I think this is a good spot for him to get on track. He was one of the best hitters in all of baseball against righties last season. 475 WOBA and a massive 365 ISO. Similar numbers to open up 2025. And Berrios really been struggling with righties. 417 WOBA and a 341 ISO. Calling the bomb here for Aaron Judge, and I think he potentially hit 2 and have a huge night. Aaron Judge, easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, we made it through again. Apologies for my voice here, but wanted to give you 6 of my favorite plays. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, get your guess in. My highest scoring hitters, DraftKings points for a shot to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. And while you're down there, who is your Beast of the Night? Who's your top play tonight? Sound off in that YouTube comment section. Tonight, Grinders Live, and I will be on crunch time, taking all of your last-minute lineup questions, decisions, talking some baseball with my boys. Make sure you tune in to both shows here on our RotoGrinders YouTube page. From RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you for bearing with me here on the video. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.